Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. So on the bottom side as a black hole Kindle, we got a foreign name. On the top right side as the acid green Drake, we got Dixie Rekt. This map is a 3-base map, one airport. When it comes to most COs, Drake's battlecopters are completely horrible. Drake's battlecopter is so horrible they can be quite comedic. Don't go for more than 2 at any point in time, let's say. Yeah, Advanced Wars by Web's site is not perfect by any stretch. Though the Days of Ruin counterpart, Tiny Wars, is actually very nice. We do now have APC, also boosts there as well, very nice. More infantry do have now recon to pull it on out. Kindle's recon portray forward. She of course get plus 40% firepower from attacking from urbanized terrain, including air units. Tank there. And likely catch that one there. Kindle, of course, could get first strike on this recon, but they're out of vision range from each other, so maybe not so. Yeah, it looks like Kindle's recon cannot strike this once it's out of vision range. Pulls back slightly into that forest there, though I did not see which direction. If she took this plains, it would be hidden. If she goes on this plains, it was not hidden. We have now a tank and recon up north. APC pushing over to this area. Recon right there. Kindle's tank is starting to head over here. There's also a pair of comm towers. While in the center is suggested to be contestable, they're really not contestable whatsoever. If one gets captured, it's already pretty much game over. Medium tank, early medium tank by Drake on the weak side. We do have 16,000 funds, 13,000 funds or income. So Drake's taking a nice economic lead. Recon, infantry, and tank. Medium tank heading down south for winter. Of course, this recon has good vision in this area. Does not see this regular tank just yet. Now spot that regular tank there at a really inopportune time. Does get the recon, but we've got another reinforced tank here. So if Drake attacks this tank, it will receive retaliation of this tank. However, it will have capability of firing from a 3-star property, which means good defense. Tank, infantry, and artillery. Does take that shot there. Medium tank is now known by this recon. Tank, recon, tank. Oh, got a battlecopter. Kindle battlecopters are completely utterly ordinary. Unless on top of city, then they are very good. Does get some good hits there. Infantry, 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 and battlecopter saves 10,000 funds, which reminds me, I always have to check this. No black bombs, yes to seaplanes. You can also get submarines if you so choose on this map. Is it a good idea? No. But I'm saying you can. Does finish off that tank there. Does get trapped there. This tank could receive a double tap, though if Kindle could do something crazy, clean up this infantry unit there. Nope, got surrounded there. I was going to say, she could use an Urban Blight, turn this 1-hull cruiser to a 1% cruiser, then get a booster strike from the HQ onto this tank here. Because Kindle can do that. Oh, I just realized this cruiser went down. Did she delete it at one point in time? Or did it get killed off? It doesn't really matter. Does get a good shot there, does pick it off. Kindle has a good core of tanks up here, doesn't she? And Drake's medium tank still a bit far away, not the most agile of beasts. And we've got a neo tank, infantry, and regular tank. That's what he's deployed our monies for. Kindle can now pop Urban Blight, which will give her plus 40% for firepower from urbanized terrain to plus 80%. Not to mention, soften up every single enemy unit on top of urbanized terrain as well. Yeah, Kindle is one of those COs that's sometimes a bit hard to counter her. Urban Blight not only is a great way to do some global damage, but also just allows you to just turn these what should be strongholds as points of you can push off from, soften them up with 33 damage, and then get absurd firepower boosts and nuke something that's next to it. She inverts some of the terrain. Oh! We got Tsunami. Tsunami got deployed on the field, which will bleed off half the field of everything, not to mention get 1 damage global. Maybe he wants to soften up an Urban Blight. Either way, that's something I was not expected. Interrupts a lot of captures, such as this one up here, and well, that one was there. This one here as well. And does put a medium tank next to HQ, and puts enough mass in front of it. Goes for Neo Tank infantry. When it comes to Kindle, her power course is excellent. Her high society is actually pretty good. It's not a bad superpower. It actually gives you quite a bit of firepower bonuses in these maps. For example, if we were to take a look at what a firepower bonus would be, 24, so that would be plus 72% firepower on all units. That's pretty good. And of course, attacking from urbanized terrain gets increased up to from 40 to 130%. So attacking from urbanized property, we're looking at about 200% firepower increase. Yeah, you can with Kindle, you can colon level firepower bonuses. Let's check out that infantry there. Tank hits infantry there, interrupts and stops the capture. High society is almost available. And think as well, there is actually argument to made for her on high society here. If she gets enough firepower bonuses, she can one-shot the tanks with her own tanks, and then perhaps tank hits tank, tank hits tank, then tank hits recon, then Neo Tank knocks out medium tank. Because medium tank is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is in range of the medium tank. Just needs a path cleared away for it. Let's see. Let's just do a quick calculation. Tank hits tank on 0-star defense, 2 power. Yeah, right now, if she pops a high society, she will one-shot these tanks with her regular tanks. She can actually knock out that medium tank this turn. This tank's in range, this tank's in range, and this tank's in range. Then take out the tank recon. There's actually argument to be made for high society this turn if she gets enough power charge. She's actually getting pretty close. She will need to do... there's the tank striking there. Tank hits there. She has high society available. Does go for Urban Blight instead, which will strike the secondary Neo Tank to the back. And stops a capture there. Try to put some properties. We're gonna get enough power charge to pop the high society. Not to mention that a medium tank was not necessarily vision range. Does get some good damage there. When it comes to Kindle, I say don't pull high society off the table. It is a good superpower. Speaking of something that could happen, this Neo Tank is next to an urbanized property. Another Urban Blight supercharge could allow her Neo Tank to do some good work. But gaining range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, it's not in range again on top of the HQ either way. So never mind. But the Neo Tank can strike the medium tank. But of course, with the Neo Tank not in range, it's hard to tell if she. Which means the Neo Tank could get a first strike on this Neo Tank. 2F tank falls back. That Neo Tank is exposed. which is going to be a bit of a problem for Kindle. Battlecopter, recon, and infantry. And there's a good strike there, a good first strike. And it's not next to a urbanized property for retaliation. Looks like we're going to see a Typhoon this turn. It's regular tank there. Problem is, large now these tanks are now next to properties. High Society is now available. We could see a miniature nuke launcher here. We should go for High Society, so we can go for Urban Blight. It's probably a good call for a Urban Blight right now this turn. Does pop the Urban Blight. Now she can get us a lot of boost strike there. For example, this 5 health tank will do... it does punch well above its weight, that's for sure. Won't one-shot it, but she can at least bring this 4 health tank there and easily one-shot it. Artillery, a miniature nuke launcher there. That's probably looking at about 100% damage. 88%. 93, so it's a bit of a coin flip of finishing it off, but it was a weighted coin flip. After all, the percentage health was likely to be like a one-shot either way. There's a strike there, takes out that tank. Does hit that unit twice. Neotank does fall back. And think as well, if this Neotank gets top of the city to hit this tank there, it can be Urban Blighted. Remember, she has plenty of power charges for another Urban Blight. So don't attack this tank with your Neotank. It is a trap. Fell into the trap. Oh no. Neotank, move the other Neotank off south those cities. If your opponent has an almost power charge from Urban Blight, you must assume there's going to be Urban Blight. Tank, infantry, and T-copter. At this point in time, she sees this Neotank, which gives her all the justification for a Urban Blight. She'll just get a bit of icing the cake. Just need a bit of power charge. Battlecopter could, of course, get a striking Neotank that should give enough power. Sees the other Neotank there. Sack an infantry unit there to hit that Neotank. Or I could send the Neotank into this Neotank after Urban Blight, honestly. Urban Blight. Pop Urban Blight before the end of the turn. You hit 2 Neotanks. And this 4 health tank could hit the 3 health tank. Maybe actually would have one-shotted it. Yeah, it would have been wait. No, urbanized terrain. It would be actually a bit of a coin flip. It's hard to say what percentage damage this took. But that could be a Neotank there. Infantry. So, skim south, keeping 7,000 funds. While eyeing for a submarine. It's the battlecopter. Drake has 12,000 funds in the bank. That Urban Blight, well, costs a lot of blight. Anti-air infantry. Kindle, ooh, had a lot of repair funds as well. She had 7,000 funds in the bank, right? And now she didn't even get full 23,000, so... She had a lot of repairs across the map. Battlecopter, infantry. And keeps 7,000 funds in the bank. Didn't she have 7,200 last time as well? Somehow it's remained even like that. Good strike there in the tank and artillery. Got, of course, a booster strike here from this tank. An Urban Blight here will also soften up this tank as well. New tank sitting down south, falls back to the city. And of course, we got a Neo-Tank next to a city, which could mean a boosted strike onto it. Probably from a battlecopter for that. Yeah, Kindle is one of those seals when you fight against, you really have to think about every single movement. Because usually, it, like I said beforehand, turns the strong tiles to weak tiles. Pops Urban Blight, that takes down to 4 health, just ignore the sudden part. I hit the button too quickly. Down to 1 health. Down to 0 health. Booster Strike down that tank, great damage there. Hits the A tier. Neo-Tank hits Neo-Tank for a good amount of damage. We do now have a Typhoon available. Puts around A tier, hits the South Neo-Tank again. The Urban Blight's been on point this game. Infantry. Go cheap because the Typhoon and everything's wet now and waterlogged. Of course, the British CO loves its the summon rain to make everything just miserable. I don't know if all the COs have some sort of reference country. I know Green Earth is generally referencing Europe in general. Since a lot of the equipment is a mix of British and German equipment, it seems like. Well, Yellow Com's, of course, Japanese. Orange Star, which is American, but also not supposed to be American, because Orange Star was also Red Star, hence why it's called Orange Star. And, of course, Blue Moon's supposed to be Russian. Good damage there. Tank, battlecopter, and infantry. I think, yep, looks like I got one moment. 21-1. Okay, that fixed the double overlap stuff, looked like. Sorry about that. I saw the 2 sets of units in the field and we got a little bit concerned about that. Hopefully that's all fixed. Tank, infantry. Oh, looks like something ran out of fuel. Not sure what it was. Probably a battlecopter. I think it had like a handful of health. Did not have enough health to get the other to merge with the other battlecopter. Good damage there. This battlecopter's down to 22 fuel. Not too much remaining in its tank. We've got 2 Neo-Tanks once again on top of urban properties, which could be struck nicely. Right now the income's 23 of 24,000. We've got a handful of despicable neutral properties still off the field. Here and here. Tower as well as the city here. So 3 cities are still despicably neutral. Man, that's a lot of repairs. Yo, Drake has 10,000 funds right now out of the 24,000 he's supposed to have. He is eating a lot of repair costs. Maybe a little bit too many. Neo-Tank does strike the Neo-Tank. Of course, next to a city, which means an Urban Blighted boosted battlecopter could get some good damage onto that Neo-Tank. Tank, infantry. Could see Urban Blight next turn, or this turn. Maybe sack the Neo-Tank to get power charge. Pulls back that Neo-Tank. It's regular tank there. Does not join capture. It has 3 capture progress remaining, hence why the 3 infantry unit did not get in front of it. It's the A tier. Has an Urban Blight available. Tank recon. I think Kindle should not have gone for the Urban Blight. Use it at the start of a turn to get booster strike from certain properties. Because that is an aspect that's very powerful about Urban Blight. You can be a bit more tactical with it. A lot of stuff goes down. It does get trapped there, so this property will be flipped next turn. Goes for another power. Battlecopter down to 14 fuel. Infantry tank. Neo-tank advanced to the forest. Don't think it was spotted there. Booster strike on that tank. Did interrupt the capture there with the tsunami, so should have merged those two infantry units together. Be at 5 health rather than 2 and 2. Tank, recon, and infantry. Drake starts turn with 113, Kindle ends her turn with 108, so Drake still has about a full turn advantage. A little bit more since he has a little bit excess money. Drake's making good progress down south. 10 capture progress remaining. 19 capture progress remaining. And the Neo-tanks falls back to the urbanized property. Tank anti-air. Probably not going to be seeing Urban Blight, but there is an Urban Blight. It's going to be successful again. 136 for 109, down by about 27, which is not too terrible, though a lot of repairs. Booster strike there in that tank. Hits the anti-air, knocks out anti-air, intercept, or oh, it does not stop the capture there. Reinforcing tanks here, so Kindle will have great control over here. It still has a good amount of new tanks up here. Spots the anti-air a little bit too late. Trying to capture the property. Does look at the anti-air. I think he should put that 2 infantry in front of that on top of that road or bridge in order to body block the tank there. Interrupts the capture. Still, those properties still despicably neutral. Oh, did something else just crash there? Probably another battle copter low on fuel. Let's see. So many units on top of cities, particularly 4 health ones. Not versus Kindle. You don't want to be on or next to urbanized terrain. Though it looks like this turn's going to be a bit of a reposition turn. We do have now APC deployed on the field, probably for this battle copter, with 24 fuel remaining. Hits that infantry twice, hits that infantry once, trying to flip the city there, hits that infantry in there, spots the Neo-tank. And both these Neo-tanks are next to urbanized property. You know what that means. Of course, tank on top of this city there. Recon does have full vision this region. We could see an Urban Blight this turn. It's probably a good turn for it. And plus, an Urban Blight... let's just say 40%. That could finish off the tank, depending on what percentage of health it has remaining. So yeah, this Neo-tank can actually just outright stay here. Let this Neo-tank engage this, will an Urban Blight soften this up? Then perhaps finish off the tank and or battlecopter, and then Neo-tank can just simply nuke the other Neo-tank. Oh, yep, like I said, there's a chance that it does finish it off. Takes out both Neo-tanks this turn. Yeah, the other part of the power of Urban Blight is very good. Tank, tank, tank. Insert for 148. Drake now is 103. So Drake is starting to fall behind. Of course, he still has his power available. You can always go with superpower. New tank infantry. Booster strike there hits the anti-air. Finish it off. Tank hits there. We do now have a Typhoon available. Pushing forward. Science hit a lot of units. Very nice. Neo-tank's going to take a bit of a beating though. Well, everything's going to take a bit of beating. Insert of 146 versus 100 or 900, 90,000. Blah, I cannot speak. Make that 114. Drake has gone up another Neo-tank. Recon does get trapped and does resign. Kindle play that game excellently. There's only some minor issues I had with her, but I really do like Kindle games. She just changes a lot of math to in an aspect that's very fun, I would say. Either way, this is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.